Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. We're gonna leave this sun shining on me. In this video that I make here, I will show you how Justin Trudeau is one of them. Hates people like me, and not like me, like Emil Kosman, but people who belong to a certain culture, civilization, group, tribe, nation, however I want to call it. And he doesn't have to say it. And I don't think he believes in that. I just think that he pretends he hates people like him and like me. I have here a video I will featuring. It's going to be about maybe a minute or so, where he's going to have a little speech at the Indigenous Games kickoff in Canada. And he doesn't have to say these kind of things, but he will say, and that is taking a shit on my ancestors, maybe on your ancestors, and definitely on his ancestors. And that is sad, because you don't have to do this, but you have to do this. So he has to do this in order to be where he's at. And by saying that, he hates me. If you hate me, that means you want to maybe get rid of me. So it ain't gonna happen. Remember, these guys are really, really at war with people like me. Really. They say this, and they under the mantle of, tolerance, equity, inclusion, diversity. That's the first step. The next one, they're going to tell us that, hey, why do you guys marry among yourselves? That's going to be a racist pretty soon. So if I marry a white woman, let's say, it's going to be suspect in the near future. Or maybe if I marry a, heterosexual individual, it's going to be again, because that's bad. That's old way thinking. You have to, marry whatever, man, whatever. So let me show you this little video. Yeah, as I said, it's maybe a minute or so, and it's going to be very expressive and clear. This is the imbecile. I would say an enemy, because if you hate me, where will you go with that hatred? You're not going to support me in any way. You're going to try to get rid of me. There it is.
This understanding is bringing about an era where we continue our work together as partners to promote and celebrate.
When he's talking about partners, we are talking about the indigenous people, not about we, the people. Remember.
Indigenous identity, culture, and strength, and make right the wrongs of the still too recent past.
Why? Why do you talk about these kind of things? Well, is he unifier? I don't think so.
You are here, young, strong Indigenous leaders, as the inheritors of a legacy of colonialism, of assimilation, of policies in Canada and in the United States that tried to erase your language, erase your culture.
And they were unsuccessful?
Erase your identities, and you are still here.
So who are those people who try to erase their identities? You're white Europeans. So is he inclusive, or is telling these guys, these are your enemies? And he is one of them. Why in the fuck are you still a prime minister? Why don't you just, show some, how should I put it, lead by example, and step down and let them rule your country, your ancestors' country. Remember, that country, Canada, was formed by his ancestors. A country was taken. What was not taken? You think those guys just showed up and they are over there and they've been forever there? Don't you think they took from other sides, from other tribes, from other indigenous people? Do you think they were just, French kissing one another before these guys showed up over there to make the great country of Canada? No, that's garbage. Don't fall for that. The evidence is there. We know it. It's not all over.
You are still strong.
Look how convinced he is.
And I know that whether you're from California or from Maine,
he knows.
from Newfoundland and Labrador, British Columbia, from Nunavut, from the Northwest Territories, from the Yukon, you know the legacy of residential schools. You've lived it every time you see the sadness in your grandparents' eyes, in the frustration that your parents feel.
And whose fault that is? People like me. People like him. Is he showing understanding, unity, or discourse and fight and hatred against people like me?
Because they can't speak their grandparents' language. And you are stepping up to reclaim that identity, to speak your language, to celebrate your cultures, to understand.
Can I celebrate my culture? Can I like my culture? Can I say I love it more than any other one? No? You know.
Understand your traditions, to be the strong leaders of today and tomorrow that this country...
You are the strong leaders of today and tomorrow. What does it mean?
...and this world needs.
Says who? I want my children to be in charge. Why would I want his children? Regardless, why would I want that?
We are in a time right now where climate change, conflict, greed, divisions are tearing our civilizations apart.
He said civilization? Civilization implies writing and institutions. Which civilization are you fucking talking about?
And indigenous knowledge and understanding, how to respect the earth, how to take what you need, how to share, how to be open, how to be...
Do you remember how the indigenous people were hunting buffaloes? How they respected? Remember? They were running behind the herds and they were pushing down somewhere where they're gonna fall, all of them. Respecting the earth, huh? And he said, I'm not laughing about these guys, but this guy's an idiot. When he's pushing this, he didn't say about the knowledge, the intelligence. Have you ever read Plato, Aristotle? Ever? Those guys were 2,400 years ago. 2,400 years ago. Now, I dare you to read. And when you read, you think, okay, well, that was 2,400 years ago. And then see, for instance, what the indigenous people wrote 1,000, or let's say 2,500 years ago. Or let's say 500 years ago. Or let's say 400 years ago. Okay? And find out what they wrote. And compare that with what these guys wrote 2,500 years ago. What are you talking about? You have the evidence. Did they write? That's the first question. So what are you talking about? Why do you think that this basic lying? My point is, this guy hates people like me. What am I supposed to do? What am I love him? Well, if you want to be a fool, go and love him. Be a Christian. Love him. Turn the other cheek, which he doesn't. He takes a shit on us, on his ancestors. Now, do you think that he wrote that speech? Other people, who are they? Why would they say that? Was it necessary? It's like a wound that, is still there for some. What do you think, that pointing out to your enemies? I'm not their enemy. Why do you keep bringing that? Because you just create problems. What do you think they will do? Meritocracy. Meritocracy. That's what matters. Anyway, my friends, that's my enemy. And he's my enemy now. Not from now, but anyway. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.